Hello and welcome to another series of interviews for Alpine Center. Today we're having with us Mr. Dimitris Perrakis, who is the Area Operations Manager for Atlantica Hotels and Resorts. Hello, Mr. Perrakis. How are you today?
Very good, thank you. Thank you, Manos. Very good.
Shall I call you Dimitris?
Yes, why not?
Thank you. Great. So, Dimitris, thank you for being here with us today. I know that your time is very limited, and we appreciate that you are with us. We will not take much of your time. We have only two questions that we would like to ask regarding the industry and the future of the industry. So my first question, Dimitris, is: what do you think the future of the hospitality and tourism industry will be in the near future, post the COVID-19 crisis, and the long-term future?
Okay, I think it's the latest progress of the COVID crisis. I think we can all call it like this now, easily, without being afraid. Shows that it's not very easy to make projections for the future. However, the short-term results, I think we can all foresee right now. For 2020, there will be severely limited people traveling the world. However, Greece is one of the countries that will be a pioneer in this aspect. As we handled the progress of the dispersal of the virus very well, we are very, very close to reopening our borders, as we all know, to accept visitors from all around the world. Regarding the short-term future of hospitality, I would say that even though I may be young as well, I'm not very old. However, I've been in the industry for the last 30 years. I can definitely say that similar crises in the past were recovered in 1 or 2 years. Now, we have to accept that what happened this year has not been experienced in the past. However, I think the dynamic of the global tourism is so big that it cannot stop. The nature of the human beings is to travel. It will never stop. It will probably, as Ms. Hoffman put it very well, stand still for a while until people see what is going on, how we're going to handle this COVID crisis, and then we will restart and we get back to where we were. I think it's understandable that people are worried. However, there is recovery for all crises, and there will be a recovery for this crisis as well, both for the short-term future and the longer term. Human beings adjust and progress all the time, and they move forward. That's what we did in the past several times, and we will do it again. Is something going to change? Yes, things will change. As I said, as it is a once-in-a-lifetime crisis, you cannot be sure 100% what will happen. If you are asking me, I think the profile of the visitor globally will be adjusted. People will search more for health and safety guidelines and regulations from large companies. They will look for that, something that they took for granted in the past. Now they will search into it, and they will make sure that they find a company that can back up such guidelines. New destinations may arise. Older destinations may change in regards to the markets, the source markets that attract. So we had guests that were coming from, let's say, 10 countries in Europe. Maybe this will change in the near future because people will start looking at Greece in a different way because we will be very attractive compared to the rest. So I think generally, Manos, even though it looks a bit gloomy right now, I think there are always upsides in this crisis, and I think in the near future we will experience them as a Greek tourism destination.
That is a very optimistic and well-given answer. We are happy to hear from someone such as yourself that this is just a stationary scenario and it won't be a problem for long. Which brings me to the second question that I want to ask you, which has to do about the future professionals of the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So my question, dear Dimitris, is what advice can you give to current students of hospitality and tourism management and those interested in joining this industry, which was a thriving industry in the last decade and came to almost a standstill in the last 3 months, as you very well said. So what is your message to these people?
Okay, first of all, I have to say that I totally sympathize with all the people that want to enter the industry and all the people that are in the industry. Even the first year students at Alpine Center, I consider them as colleagues and I share their worries right now, okay? So I have to, you know very well, as an Alpine graduate myself, 25 years ago, I can definitely tell you that I know how all people feel. Now regarding the future, I don't want to sound old-fashioned, but I will tell you what I honestly believe. There has never been a 3 to 5 year period since I started working in hospitality industry in 1990. There hasn't been a period of 3 or 5 years without a crisis, if I may say, quote unquote. Okay? Is it a financial crisis? Is it a governmental crisis? Is it a war crisis? Is it a civil war next to our country crisis? Is it a procurement crisis with the supplies not being able to be delivered in time? As I said before, we haven't experienced a health crisis of that extent so far. However, I am pretty sure that this will go on, will go away, sorry. So, first of all, for the existing students, I have to tell them that they have still made the best choice available. Hospitality industry and tourism will never cease to exist. Historically, even throughout bigger crisis, tourism has been developing and progressing. More and more people travel globally, and more people will travel globally. Of course, they will stop for now. They will cease. They will reduce their travels for the next months, maybe a year, in my opinion. But they will bounce back stronger. So, what the current students need to do is focus on their studies, focus on their experience, gaining the experience that they are required from the industry, and of course take the messages from the hospitality industry globally. However, do not stop, do not consider this as the most important part of their career. No, the current crisis is not the most important part of a person's career when they're studying or even when they are considering studying next year. Their focus should be their studies and how to gain experience. Yes, they will gain experience through an environment where new health and safety protocols will be implemented. Okay. I can tell you numerous examples in the past that we had to do this. Mind you, when I was studying and working at the same time in the beginning of 90s, we had to experience the biggest technological transformation of an industry. We moved from writing books to using computers.
Yes.
Okay? You can picture that. Anything that you see computerized right now, anything. Okay? From checking in a guest, taking an order in a restaurant, taking inventories at the purchasing department, or even making orders. Everything was handwritten. So in this aspect, back then somebody could ask, oh, what are we going to do? How are we going to study hospitality industry? Why do we How are we going to learn? Now we have been doing this for years, writing, and now suddenly I have to use computers to do everything. It was a big transformation. Later on, somebody might say that, oh, how are we going to move from a bed and breakfast industry into a half-board industry, and from a half-board industry into an all-inclusive industry? Everybody was finding issues and problems with these things. And that was a global issue. So I think in this case as well, we will learn to operate our hotels and manage our hotels as managers with stricter health and safety protocols, but we will do it. More than anything else, I think this era implies and shows to the current students and to future students that lifelong learning is the answer. Okay, you study now, you start working, and you continue studying anything. 20 years ago, nobody wanted to go on trainings for HASP, as you may, I don't know if you're very young, maybe you don't remember, or ISO standards. Now everybody's using ISO standards. This is how we're going to be transformed. In the future, you take a POSI guideline book regarding COVID, and you'll have it already in your head. You need to know it by heart, and you know the rules and regulations, but you should have as a hotel and you don't have. And that's how we will move on. To wrap it up, in my opinion, human beings will never stop traveling. They will never stop wanting the human interaction. The strong, the competitive advantage that hospitality industry, and for that matter, especially Greece, has is the human connection, the human interaction. This will be asked for from hotels more than ever now. As we implement social distancing and people will be apart more and more, guests will ask for more personalized service in a different way, but they will ask for it. And very well-educated students, very well-educated managers and professionals will be asked now more than ever in hotels. You cannot just say, I am working in another industry on the side, I will work in a 5-star hotel just because I don't have anything else to do. People and graduates like those from Alpine will be needed more than ever, because they will be able to understand how contemporary health and safety protocols and standards are influenced, as a small example. Okay.
Thank you, Dimitris.
My idea.
We too believe that the college will adapt to those new regulations as well, and it will teach the students. We're actually sure about it. And the college will still continue to produce experts and professionals such as yourself. And we're very happy to hear your optimistic messages today. I am sure our viewers have now something to work with. And thank you very much for your precious time.
You are very welcome, Manos. I think I totally, as I said, I totally sympathize with all the students and people thinking about hospitality industry, because now it's hidden more than any other industry, exactly because we have this human interaction, and this is now what we are deprived of. However, what we all need is just a bit more patience. A bit more patience. It's a crisis. It will go over in the next months or a year, and everything will be back to normal, I think. I'm always here for your call or for your interview whenever you need me. All the best to the students and graduates of Alpine. We're more than happy to be part of this family for the last 30 years. And having studied at Alpine, I think now more than ever shows me how important it was 30 years ago. Very nice meeting you, Manos.
Thank you very much. From the Alpiner, Dimitris Perrakis. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon.